Calvin Castine at the Emergency Services area. The offices here on the former Plattsburgh Air Force Base in Plattsburgh. And as you can see, we have a variety of our Clinton County firefighters already lined up here. It's a 2 o'clock start. It's 1:17 at the moment as the Clinton County Emergency Services celebrates their 75th anniversary. It's July 15th, 2023. Temperature is already in the mid 80s, and it's going to be nice and muggy, but hopefully any rain will come in after our affair. In fact, I think it might even come in tomorrow. So we're going to move a little closer and see what we can find out, and we'll be covering this event and even taking part in it. The event is about to start in about 10 minutes, so we won't talk very long to this fella here, but this fella here, I'm wondering what he's doing at the Clinton County Emergency Services things.
Well,
He's got a St. Paul de Illinois emblem on.
Yes, I was second Canadian to be president of the Clinton County Firemen's Association, and I still hang around, and they still like me. And yes, I have a special pin from the Governor General in Canada when we do our years of service. And I probably know Clinton County as well as the people. I've been coming over for 61 years.
Since you were in grade school.
Yeah, and I'm the first honorary member of the Rouse's Point Fire Department.
We see you at a lot of events. Usually I see you. This is Lauren Yulee, by the way. Am I presenting
You
it
got
right?
it. You got it right.
Lauren Yulee. And I usually see him in the Alberg Parade and at the Rouse's Point Parade. But this year you said you were a judge at the Alberg
In the Alberg Parade. Yeah.
And you were flipping chickens at the
Flipping
Rouse's
chickens
Point
at
barbecue.
Rouse's Point Barbecue. Yeah.
That doesn't come under the head of emergency services
No,
here, helping your
no,
fellow
no.
firefighters out, you know.
No. But I noticed the traffic has picked up, people coming into Clinton County since the COVID,
Right.
which is a good positive thing for taxes.
It helps.
Yes.
It helps.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just great to drive down that Northway and see
Yes.
Quebec plates and a lot of
Yeah.
Vermont plates now too. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't know, you know, they'll probably know more
Right.
today when this gets done, that this emergency services. Come on over here, Mrs. Yulee.
You're the reporter.
I'm the Republic.
That's it.
Anyway,
You're
we're
the
on the
reporter.
air. We're on the air here. So anyway, that Clinton County Emergency Services involves southern Quebec and
Northern Quebec, well, southern Quebec that way.
Yeah.
We're north of you guys.
Right.
And it involves Vermont,
right, Alberg and Isle-Lamont.
Isle-Lamont.
Yeah. So I know you guys at Illinois are there. I think Hemingford is.
Saint
Bernard.
Lacole and Saint
Yeah.
Bernard de Lacole.
Yeah. So those, when we have a fire in Champlain or
We've got
Russell
all
Point or
bases
Moores,
covered.
we get
Yeah.
you guys coming across to help us, and when you guys have a fire, our men go
Yeah.
up there and help you.
Yeah. And we have an aerial ladder, and Rouse's Point has a ladder. So they're the only two ladders in the area.
In the northern part, yeah,
Yes.
in our northern part.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, well, we appreciate all you've done over the years. Both
Thank
of you.
you.
I was just telling them I didn't see them in the parade this year.
Good.
Okay, looks like they're
Okay.
about to get going, so I'll let you grab
Yes,
a seat.
I got to be involved.
Sitting here with a dark shirt and a tie on. Yes, he's a lot tougher than I am. And a lot of guys have got their dark shirts on, and even some long sleeve shirts, and some jackets. And I opted for a short sleeve shirt and a light color at that. We're just going to do a little panoramic view here of what we're in the middle of at the moment here. As you can see, emergency vehicle after emergency vehicle. And from what I'm talking to the MC today, Kelly Donahue, he said this kind of snuck up on them. They didn't realize that this was their 75th anniversary was coming so fast, because as elaborate and nice as today's event will be, they were hoping to make it even more so. But it's going to be a very nice event here. As we said, southern Quebec, north of Clinton County, and our neighbors to our east in Vermont are all part of our services here in and around Clinton County and the mutual aid system. And that mutual aid system got started right about this time here. And I know talking with my now deceased friend, Howard Reed, his father Stuart Reed was in Champlain, was very active in getting the mutual aid system going, with Champlain being included in it. So a lot of people here, they got tents set up, and we're hoping that this is a very impressive service. I'm here with the Hometown Cable Cameras. I'm here as a county legislator and public safety chairperson, and I'm also here with the Woodmen of the World, who are making flag presentations and flagpole presentations. Dave and Ella Blixt are here to handle that part for our local lodge.
Good afternoon, everybody. I realize it's short notice. We're a little delayed. I don't like being delayed, but I like trying to start somewhat on time. But had some logistic issues going on, so I thank you for your patience. However, I did ask if you bring your chairs, it'll make you a little more comfortable, tents, so I'm glad to see some chairs and tents here. This is something unique. This, by chance, was kind of our president reminded us it was going to be our 75th celebration. And once that happened, we tried to do what we could to make adjustments. So that's what we did for this celebration. It's a little different than we normally, but thank you for being here. One, we're celebrating CCFA, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but mostly we're going to celebrate the people that have gone before us. The reason why we are here, to celebrate their memory. So, thank you for being here for that. But I invite President Noel Richard to come up to do a welcome, please.
I want to welcome everyone to this celebration. 75 years ago, in today's 18th, this association began. For 12 months of working to prepare everything. That's critical thing. So enjoy the moment. Remember everyone that passed away for the Memorial Park, and after that we will celebrate some special gifts for those that have 25 years or more that serve in their own department. So enjoy and welcome again.
Thank you, Noel. And I invite our County Fire Coordinator, Eric Day, to say a few words.
Just a few, Bill?
Just a few.
I'll be brief. Just want to thank everybody for coming, welcome you to the Office of Emergency Services. It's a beautiful day, and the tents, I think, are important for those of you that got under them as the sun is out. We're happy to see that in no rain. You can't hear me. Want me to say it all over again? Yeah, sorry. The singer's telling me how to do it. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you for coming to celebrate the moment with the association. This association has been around a long time, and it is the backbone of the fire service today. Whether we all know it or not, the mutual aid system that we use every day is born from this Firefighters Association. So thank you for coming out and helping to celebrate that and recognize that and memorialize those that we're going to here today. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Chief. Opening prayer by our chaplain, Flavia Skilbert. Nice and loud, ready. So, sing yourself.
Let us pray. Lord, we gather here today to celebrate 75 years of working together to keep our community safe through mutual aid and friendship. We are grateful for all who have contributed in various ways to support our work throughout these years. We thank you for those we will honor with Lifetime Achievement Awards. But most importantly, on this day, we will gather to remember and honor the dedicated firefighters, EMS, auxiliary members, and commissioners who faithfully serve their communities, but now rest from their labors in your comforting arms. Bless and guide us now in this gathering, knowing we honor those who are no longer with us by continuing their work in our various communities until the day when we too will join with them and the day comes for us to answer that final call. Protect and guide us all as we continue to serve you by serving our communities. In your name we pray. Amen.
Honor guard, post colors.
Detail, attend hook, forward march.
Please rise. Bring colors down. Halfway to remember the fallen. Firefighters, attention!
Okay,
Set, march!
our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide,
color guard.
Wow, beautiful job, Carol. Thank you very much. Once again, let's thank Carol. We flew her in from Shazy to do this. And now I want to recognize and thank you for standing because we have one more thing, but I want to bring up President David Blixt from Woodman Life Lodge 462, Ella, his wife, and Calvin didn't want to come up, but Calvin is actually a charter member that I just learned from Woodman Life. So I'd like Dave to come and present these beautiful flagpoles that we have. One of the reasons is COVID hit, right? But we were also waiting to get our flagpoles up. That Woodman donated all those, and we can't thank them enough for this honor. And so, David, please. Say hi.
I'd like to thank everybody for being here. It's an honor to be able to dedicate these poles and flags.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be here representing Lodge 462 Woodman Life out of Shazy, New York, and to present your group.
Can't hear you, you gotta speak right into it.
To present your group with these American flags, the emblem of our country's heritage of bravery and liberty. Women Life members champion patriotism, and we're proud to provide these flags to this and other non-profit organizations. In fact, our organization has become one of the largest presenters of the U.S. flags in the nation. Most flags are free to the recipients, many of which are children's groups, such as the Boy Scouts, the Scout Troops itself. Presentations are always made with a special ceremony to demonstrate the love of our country, the respect of Old Glory, and appreciation for the principles that they represent. Who we are, let me tell you briefly. Woodman Life, whose local chapter 462 is presenting this flag, was founded on June 6, 1890 in Omaha, Nebraska. We're a not-for-profit company dedicated to giving time and money to the local communities we share. We operate in all 50 states, have nearly 900 chapters, and a membership of nearly 700,000 people. Woodman Life has established an endowment fund through which our extensive fraternal program is carried out. In addition to presenting flags, we present good citizenship, give awards to outstanding citizens who have performed a valued service, and others through their efforts that have saved a human life. And we make the communities better places by providing facilities and needed equipment such as life-saving and other equipment for fire departments, rescue squads, and furnishings for community centers, parks, playgrounds, and centers for the abused. So anyways, in retrospect to all of that, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Woodman Life 462, I present to you the flag of the United States of America.
And let us, when we were growing up, we learned this, and we should be proud to be able to be here to pledge our allegiance to our country for the United States citizens. So let us thank all those men and women who served their country and gave their life for their country, but all those who still continue to keep us safe. May we remember them. May we as citizens today pledge ourselves anew to remember them as well. Let us begin our pledge. I pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Let us now remember our fallen firefighters, commissioners, auxiliary EMS members. And I'm also going to include law enforcement this year. In a special way, we also remember Christopher Garrow, who died in a line of duty death, and others who have passed. May we remember all law enforcement, our partners, service partners and agencies. May we remember them as well. What we're going to do as we remember each department, I will say what the department is. The family, friends, members come up. They will place the flower on the stone. They will then step back, salute, and 3 bells will be toned for that department. Then, once you are complete, exit and someone else will come in. I ask you exit to the right, and that way the next agency coming in, you won't be colliding, right? Safety first. So, with that, you all have your flowers. I will call now Auburn Fire Department. James Buddy Irick, Madeline Maggie Patnode, Tim Tatro, Lawrence Thero. Altona Fire Department, Owen LaFountain, Rudy Lambert, Kenneth Perrier, Ricky Thompson. Sable Forks Fire Department, Tammy Bola, Stephen Dubay, Donald Estes, Mike Nugent, Al Butch Rougeau. Beekman Town, Dennis Bruce Sr., Peter Fassett, Terry Hubert, Mike Kelly. Katyville, Lyle Berg, past president. Also past Clinton County dispatcher. Clarence Duquette, Thomas Gordon, Philip O'Connell, James Trudeau, Joni Spellman. Champlain, Paula Filion, Tina Marie Lapin, Albert G. Laporte, Joseph Perrault, Alice Thompson. Shay Z, Pauline Baker, Steve Borey, Richard Dick Carpenter, Robert Cheeseman, Jan Davis, Donald LaValle, Irene LaValle, Herwood Mayo, Diane Tebow. Chair Bosco, Diane Legree, George Legree, Donald Snide, Shirley Snide, Dana Mora, Lee Andrews, Bill Dubrow, Jack Jarvis, Walter Pete Light, Daniel Lucia, Robert Mulady, District 3, Norman Burrow, Stanley Case, Bruce Eaton Sr., Gail Giroux, Ed Goslow, William Holzer Jr., John Munson, Robert Bobby Perrier, past president, George Potts, Mike Ratner. Ellenberg Depot, Russ Bilo, Don Dubuque, Sharon LaFave, Ken LaBarge, Donald Manor, Richard Dick Moore, Eugene Nichols, Shirley Prevost, Mark Rabidou, Rufus Rabidou. Hemmingford, Ivan Merlin, Barry Orr, Jim Paul, Jerry Smith. Keysville, Leon Butch Clajo, Betty Fuller, Richard Garcia, Kathleen Kathy Clagis, Gilbert Liberty, Bruce Nebrick, Peter Prescott, Sharon Stranahan. Line Mountain, Billy Bird, Jim Cronin, Steve Klein, Donna Lemire, Francis Siskavich, Ron Spees Sr. Moores, Margaret Dragoon, James Forkey, Robert Hawksby, Joseph Perot, Harold Rabidou, Roger Sample. Morrisonville, Edgar Bosquet, Eugene Bryant Jr., Eugene Crowley, Ricky Collins. George Duquette, Donald Gagne, Brooks Latrimore, Noella Rock, Robert Bud Seymour, George Paust, Donald Rabidou, Janet Rabidou, Cecile Chick Renedette. Plattsburgh Air Force Base, Captain Kirk Harrigan, Richard Dick Simpson, Jonathan Thrall. Peru, Clark Duquette, David Timmons. Plattsburgh City, Richard Ball, Charles LaRabia, Scott LaFleche, Steve LeClaire, Marvin Red Stacy, Ralph Stone. Rescue hose number 5, Helena Alger, Barbara Bond, Jim Dinko, Mike Ratner. Rouse's Point, Maurice Lafave, Margaret Peggy Rivers, Saranac, Philip Erickson, Gerald Guimond, David Leonard, Leonard McKenzie, Ronnie Miner, Simon Perry, Clarence Rasco, Irvin Rasco, Harold Ryan, Gary Tedford, Stephen Tedford, Bud Terry, Darlene Waldron. St. Paul, Eric Cardiff. South Plattsburgh, Wallace Wally Day. Also, remember our car. Steve Schiff. Wes Shazy, Wayne Dino, Clarence Parker, Don Perrier.
Firefighters, attention! Present arms! Order! Arms! And now I would like to introduce some people that normally might be at the beginning, but I thought it was more fitting to put them here where we celebrate awards. First and foremost, we celebrate our 75th anniversary, 1948. CCFA began, and it began on a dream. If you turn behind you and see, there's a beautiful truck behind you. That's from Shazy. Well, there's a reason why that truck is centered there. It's because Levi Tadra was the chief at the time of Shazy. And one might see he had a dream because he went to Rochester to see how things were working down there. And he saw unity, he saw some mutual aid occurring. And he said, man, that seems simple. Why aren't we doing that up here? And so thus, a gathering of firefighters throughout 1947 began the thought process and development as Levi Tadra, as the facilitator to say, let's get it going here in Clinton County. A lot of people may not know I was going to go on and on about the history and all, but the one thing you do need to know, it happened. And the other thing is, there was a vision that he had, that mutual aid would be a part so that we would all come together, no matter where we are, to stand by each other, to support each other, through resources, through personnel, and remembrance. And so in a special way, we are going to thank Chief Tadra for his vision, his movement, because that gives us the ability today to celebrate all these firefighters, commissioners, ladies auxiliary, support group that came to serve their community. So we thank him. I want to, before we do any more thanks, hold that thought, Mr. President. You know, you can't have an event without the politicians. And I already got the eyes in the back of my head about, hey, well, you know, we're here, we're standing here. Well, we can't do it without them, right? Because if we want action, who do we call? Them. How many times have you heard the people call them? Every day. Every day. Michael was the first to say every day. Billy?
Rarely. They're, you know, constituents are great. They just...
They don't say a word. They just love the job you're doing,
yeah,
don't they?
Yeah.
Calvin? You thought I was going to leave you out, didn't you?
They text me.
They text you. Oh, you got into the technology of the world, huh? That's pretty good. Not bad for a young guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Of course, he is holding the camera. And then, how can I be remiss, and I really need to recognize him, is Chad Deans, our county coroner. Chad Deans, let's give him a round of applause. I'm dead serious, Chad. Yeah, you knew I'd come out with that, right? But you know, the reason why I recognize him today
A lot of you don't realize that man works 24/7. And he helps us as firefighters to clear the scene. We're there waiting. And he's been one of the most responsive. Not saying anything before, out the corners before, but Chad has really developed a good response for us so that we don't have to be there all day and night. So thank you, Chad, for your dedication and service for the community. And as the plug, any donations for their campaign fund would certainly be accepted, right? I suppose. Wow, this is a tough crowd, Eric. I thought I'd at least get a big chuckle out of that one. All right, so without further ado, I would actually like to invite Billy Jones to please come up, say a few words.
We'll keep it very brief since it's a warm day and you don't need any more hot air blown on you, and Kelly can take care of that. But that's how you get a response. I just want to say what an honor it is to be here. It truly is an honor to be here among all of you who serve our community and have done so. And we're celebrating the 75th anniversary here of the Clinton County Firefighters Association. But an association is just an association without the people that put the work in and day out, all the time. You are always there for us, for our communities. It's all about you, the people. And we had a lovely memorial service here. And I will just say, I'll keep it very brief, but I want to thank you, and I want to thank your families. I want to thank the families here for giving us your loved ones to protect and serve our communities throughout Clinton County and the North Country. Thank you so much.
Remember, you do realize I have the mic after you, right? I'd like to invite Calvin Castine, our county area number 1, right, legislature, but he's also our chair for public safety. So I'd be remiss without having Calvin come forth.
Standing on the board, especially since I have a plaque to present. I feel a little humbled whenever I'm at a fire department function, emergency services function, because you people are the ones who really need the spotlight. Last night I was driving home from Rouse's Point about 10 o'clock, just shortly before 10. Happened upon what turned out to be a fatal accident on Route 9, about maybe a mile from the 9/11 intersection. There was a truck on fire, pickup truck. I was meeting cars going by it, and they were driving right by. Maybe one of those vehicles stopped to pull over because there was another vehicle that was pulled over. There was a person who lives nearby who came out, had his cell phone on. I asked him if he called the police and 911, and he had. So all I could do was pull over and put my 4-way flashers on. But very shortly after that, the fire department showed up, the ambulances showed up, and the first responders showed up, and the volunteers, and even people like Dave Blinks, who's probably not all that active at fighting fires, but he was there till midnight directing traffic up at the 9/11 intersection. And unfortunately, his son-in-law, Chad, was called out. Chad lives about a quarter of a mile from there, so a very sad experience last night. And we've had some experiences in the last few weeks with all the flooding going on here. We call these people firefighters, but we all know it's a heck of a lot more than that. If we didn't know it, we learned it in 1996 and again in 1998, and every year since then we've had disasters besides floods. This county was founded in 1788. It took 160 years before they decided to form this emergency services group, and I'm sure we're all glad that they did. So there's a plaque here. I can read a little bit of it because I don't want to keep you here too long. Whereas in the faithful performance of their duties and volunteer efforts, the Clinton County Firefighters Association members' ongoing endeavors and notable achievements has significantly contributed to the bettering of the quality of life in our communities. And whereas attended to such concern in accordance with long-standing tradition, the Clinton County Legislature is proud to congratulate the Clinton County Fires Association upon the occasion of their 75th anniversary and to honor its past and present work for 75 years of helping facilitate fire protection and citizens of this region. There's about 5 or 6 more whereases here. I won't read all of them, Kelly can if he wants to, but it's motioned and seconded by every member of the Clinton County Legislature and signed by our County Administrator, Michael Zerlo. So I plan to be here in 25 years to hand out the 100th anniversary one. In the meantime, here's the 75th one. I don't know if
Mr. President?
Mr. President will accept that. And we can't forget how important it is that we have this bond with our Canadian neighbors and our Vermont neighbors. Thank you very much.
We'll get photos afterwards. Unless you want one now, Chief Calvin?
No.
Chief wants a picture with you.
You want a picture with me? All right. I usually charge, but. Thank you.
And I heard, whereas all the funding, whatever's needed for the firefighters and Office of Emergency Services will be added. Hey, that's great, Eric. All the money in the world.
We'll give you a blank check.
I was the Assistant Director of Emergency Services for Clinton County. Michael Gassman, Town of Plattsburgh.
Good afternoon, folks. Put some context behind this. Billy and I go to a lot of fire banquets, and we always do a little game of who can be brief. I've always won. I'll win again here today. But in all seriousness, on behalf of the town of Plattsburgh, we're extremely proud to be the seat of the Office of Emergency Management building. There's been many times that I've come here to see the 5 different departments that serve the town of Plattsburgh and the adjoining towns that the town works with, but I've also seen many of your other departments here at the fire tower doing other operations. The mutual aid is something that truly works. Now, I know mutual aid also has some difficulties, but I want to just thank you for leaning in. From every member, whether you be career or volunteer, what you provide this community is unmatched by anyone else. And you have a legacy of individuals that provide leadership and heroism at a level that makes us North Country strong. So whether you are a former commissioner, a charter member, a family member, just know that you've all provided something. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Supervisor Cashman. But I think the horn's going because I think you were a little longer than Billy. At least that's what I heard what Billy said. Who gets the last laugh, huh?
Not you.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't tell him this, but I think it's only right that we ask Mr. Jim King just to say a few words because it was Jim who really evolved, and one of the reasons why we're here is because of Mr. King and his insight, his forthright of knowing what we needed for the county. Jim liked spending money in the county. Way back when, a nice radio system. He had the foresight to know, but then he also had the knowledge and wisdom to say we need a system to help our people through 911. It was because of Jim King, believe it or not. A lot of people don't know that. It's because of him why we have our system, what we do. Mr. King, could you come up and say a few words?
I don't think so.
What?
Go ahead.
I've never known you at a loss for words.
Well, it wasn't just me, there was a whole lot of people, and I have to tell you that it's been a pleasure serving the county of Clinton and its residents. That's what we're here for, the residents of the county, keep them safe. And when they need us in times of emergency, we respond, and we respond well. The other stuff we just needed, the 911 system was a son of a gun to get in, and I'll tell you, it was an uphill battle. But we were the third county in the state to get it, and that was due to the fact of the firefighters that lobbied the Board of Legislators and said, we need this because all this, we had separate phone lines for every fire company and fire district in the state and the county. So I give all the credit to the firefighters. It wasn't me, guys and ladies. It wasn't me. I just happened to be a figurehead on a county paycheck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. King, Fire Coordinator King Emeritus, and he'll be leaving, flying on his jet plane later on to be able to go to the Bahamas with all the salary that he made as Clinton County Fire Coordinator. You know, you gotta have humor in life. If we don't have the ability to laugh, then we're in the wrong field, right? All right. Remember, I have the mic. It's a beautiful thing. So, with that, I'd like to call up the president. He has a couple awards to be able to offer in honor of history.
The very first award that will be awarded for the chief that founded the CCFA. The first award that we will give out is for the founder of the association, Chief Levi Tadrif.
Yep.
With the award itself, there's a certificate, and there's a personal letter signed by me. Each award will receive a personal letter with the certificate. So enjoy for those that will get it.
So ask Chief Mike Cahoon to come up and receive this on behalf.
Chief Cahoon, can you move forward?
Display it at the station with pride.
So he's handing the plaque to Mike so he can bring this to the station, present it to the station, hang the plaque in honor. And we will also have one here at the center as a reminder for us. Now we will go on with Lifetime Service Hall of Fame awards. We'll go by the departments. Our first award goes to Auburn Volunteer Fire Department. James Bobby Irrick, 30+ years. Ask his family to come to receive this posthumously. I had a chance to talk with Heidi beforehand, and they are so appreciative of being honored, their father being honored, but she also wanted to show their appreciation of the family, so they did do a donation on his behalf and his memory. So Heidi and family, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Turn around to get a picture. Can you get all the pictures? Great. I knew we could count on you. Altona Fire Department, Alan Mitchell. I know unfortunately Alan wasn't able to be here, but Chief Spinner will be coming to represent Alan.
Car show.
He went to a car show. That's my surprise. Civil Forks Fire Department, Alfred Butch Rougeau. Mike comes as a good friend of Al to receive the award. That doesn't happen. Mike, did you get a smile on that picture, Tyler?
Negative.
Yeah. Beacontown Fire Department, Al Facette. Katyville Fire Department, Burton Duquette, 71 years. It was remiss, though, to also say Alan Mitchell had 41 years, Butch Rougeau had 58 years, and Al Facette had 50. So Burton Duquette, 71. Champlain Fire Department, David Blix. Wow.
And if you want to frame the letter, it's possible.
Shazy Fire Department, Mike Cahoon, 25 plus. David had 44 years. Mike, you didn't want to admit how long you've been in? Isn't that 25 for chief at least?
27.
Oh, 27. Plus, he was Plattsburgh Air Force Base stationed here as well.
You can frame the letter just like the other one. Sure.
That's the first time I've seen Mike smile. Give him a round of applause. Shishi Fire, Cherubusco. Ross Hubor, 53 years. I'm so happy to see this next for the Plattsburgh City Fire Department, Chief James Squires, for 38 years, retired and received posthumously Assistant Chief, will be receiving on his behalf.
The letter can be framed.
Cumberland Head Fire Department, Lyle Newman, 50 years. No, we'll get that to him later. Dannemora Fire Department, Richard Akey, 55 years. I know Richard is, Rick is not here. He's one of our cars. Is anyone from Dannemora here? We'll give that to him later. District number 3, my honor to be able to present this man. Past president, good friend, Robert Bobby Perrier, for 49 years, posthumously given. Audrey, can you come and receive this?
coming in. Did you get my thin side? Oh, good.
You got the hairline.
It's my hair that's thin, right? Oh. I get that wrong. Ellenburg Depot Fire Department, Russell Bilo, 38 years.
It's easy. It's an easy target. What would you do without?
There's still plenty left over, Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Hemingford Fire Service, Stephen Hebert, 41 years.
I didn't know that long.
Kid.
Hebert or Hebert?
I'm sorry, I have to correct my French. Hebert. Au revoir, you know. Isle Lamont Volunteer Fire Department, Bruce Noble, 40 plus years. We'll get that to him later.
When he calls your name.
Wow. So this is truly an honor. Keysville Fire Department, Mr. Jim King, 55 years.
Where's that chief from Keysville? Let's get in with a picture on this. Yeah, the letter. Here, Eric, get in. Get right there. Move off. Here we go. Get Eric's thin side too.
Lacole Fire Department, Roger Van Velzen, 30 years. Chief of St. Paul will pick that up. This man next receives the award. Always amazes me. He's one of our dispatchers. Jim hired him way back when. Amazing that what this gentleman does. If you know Joseph Kaye from Line Mountain, he's an amazing dispatcher, but amazing firefighter as well. And he does it with a disability that he would say he doesn't have, which I agree. He does more than many. So Joseph Kaye Sr. receives this award. I'll have Amanda come up to receive this on his behalf. Morris Fire Department, Kenneth Hawksby, for 59 years. Wow.
just like yesterday, right?
Well, another honor, Morrisonville Fire Department, Kenny Kipp Sr., 54 years. Wow. My brother from another mother. And his lovely bride, who will be going to heaven shortly after. She'll be brought up.
I have a few words to say. But I won't. Thank you. Okay.
On a serious note, this is a big deal for Kenny. Normally he'd be at camp with his, ta-da. So it's amazing he's here, but on another note, I can't thank that man enough for a lot of what you see here. He really came forth to help to bring this together, so thank you, Kenny. Peru Fire Department, Kenneth Brellier, 57 years. And Safford will receive the award on his behalf. Thank you, Hilton. Rouse's Point Fire Department, our own Guard 3, George Rivers, 67 plus years, 68, August 2023.
Jim, did you want to get a picture with him? Yeah. Come on up. Take your time, George. Your earpiece fell out.
I think the earpiece got the hearing aid. Maybe it's a good reason.
Your ears dangling.
Jimmy.
George.
Thank you.
An honor. Here, get rid of everybody else.
South Plattsburgh Fire Department, Wallace Day, Car 15, 53 years of service, posthumously received, I think from his son and daughter.
Come on.
Saint Bernard de la Cour, Norman Fayet, 38 years. Yeah, that was good. And that's French. Lauren will pick it up. Our past president, Lauren Oley. Saint-Paul d'Île-Noire, Daniel Gamache, Chief. French is my second language, yeah. Mon ami.
See,
About as French as that fire truck that came from Florida.
That's the second language.
Jealous is a terrible thing. Come on, guys. Yeah, yeah. Merci.
Merci. He says my French is good, eh?
good man.
Merci, Chief.
No. What do they call chief? What do you call chief?
Le Chief.
I forgot.
Le Chief.
Le Chief. All right. Well, listen, it's been a great time. We've had some fun. We really, truly honor those who have gone before us, but we also celebrate those with us. But you know, awards are one thing, but what's most important, and I know I'm preaching to the choir, it's getting our young people, putting the spark in them to want to become that volunteer. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but it's trying to get our young people to understand and know how important it is to volunteer. We've kind of lost that in our society. It's so important to be reminded, because without this, it'd be so much more expensive. And not to mention that, you know, you get to play with fire, and you get to have fun. No, just kidding, Chief. Sorry about that. I don't start that fire out there often. No, Chief. All right. Man, it's a tough crowd. No laughing. Come on, it's funny. All right. With that, I'm just making sure. I have a couple other things to do. As you see the program, I hope everyone got one. I hope there was enough. If you need some, please take some for family or those who weren't here. I need to thank Sun Community for getting this together. We did this within the week. They had a lot going on, and then we had a lot going on, but we were able to get through, and even with the various changes. So I can't thank Sierra and Ashley enough for stepping up to the plate to help us out with that. Also, there are so many other sponsors that are in this program. I see Assistant Chief with Lake City, but you know, there are so many more, and I hate to do special recognition, but one I do need is Carl Smith, who takes care of us in need, especially with our generators. For many of the fire departments, the service he does, dedication he does, goes above and beyond for us. And the many sponsors, and Bearcom as always with Wells. I do need to bring up David Clark, who also donated when he was Clark's Truck Service, but now they're Allegiance, but he still wanted to donate, so we can't thank him enough. Everyone that is part of this program has donated to be able to help us to defer some of those costs. Stay tuned for next year, because as beautiful as we were able to make this memorial, it's going to be that much more next year. We're going to be able to have a stone that will honor and dedicate those firefighters and patches from our agency that serve and help us together, as well as a prayer in the back, and then a bench, so that you can come to remember your loved one. And then we're going to light the memorial up. We're going to light it in honor of those who have gone before them. So there will be a permanent lights on the two sides of the big pink stone, but then we're going to have a light at the monument that will be placed. And that will be lit for any firefighter, EMS, commissioners and auxiliary and support staff who have passed. We will light that flame in honor of them. I think it's about time we can do that. So it'll be up to you to let us know so we can remember those who have fallen. And it's a special way in which we can remember. Also, I'd be remiss without thanking Doreen Dixon. Is Doreen still here?
She's inside.
She may be inside. She really put together the treats, the snacks, so please, there's a lot. Come and share and share stories. that we do best as firefighters, EMS, law enforcement, share the stories and partake with the treats that have been given to us, brought to us. I can't thank Jessica, she's done this last few years. Jessica Alger for Smoke Angel Music. She's really the one that's been smoking us out. Get it? Boy, it's just that.
It's too hot.
It's too hot, okay, all right, sorry. And Greg Timmons, as always, but I forgot the candle. But Greg helped out with that candle. With doing so much, I just realized, I looked and it's not the candle, so yeah, here we go. And others, Taylor Renner Outdoor Living Division, who helped with the mulch, Curtis Lumber, donation of material, Calvin Castine, Hometown Cable, who really does so much for the community behind the scenes. He doesn't like getting in front of the camera, but Calvin, thank you for being here and offering that award to us on behalf of the county. Thank you very much. Pocinello Fuels, yeah, we can thank him, yeah. Aaron Fund and Sean Relation, the work that they've done, also the work over the various years. Woodman Life Lodge, really, we can't thank you enough for what you have done to put these poles, always getting us a flag here and there. It really makes a difference, and it's able for us to honor our country by the flag. So thank you. And care of the grounds over the past 2 years. You see these people, but there's something I wrote. If anyone was left out for donation of supplies in their work, please know a double thanks and appreciation. I need to say mea culpa because Greg Burnell, our new town highway superintendent, spent a lot of time too helping out, and I forgot his name. So Greg, there you go.
Not while he was on town time.
Not on town time,
Or
though,
with town
Mr.
clerk.
Casper.
Not his boss.
Oh, yes, he's elected, that's right. All right. Folks, I'm going to call Mr. King, Chaplain King up to do the firefighters' prayer, the final prayer.
When I'm called to duty, God, whatever flames may rage, give me the strength to save some life, whatever its age. Help me embrace a little child before it's too late, or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert and hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to fill my calling and to give the best in me, to guard my every neighbor, to protect their property. And if according to my fate, I am to lose my life, please bless with your protecting hands my families, friends, and spouse. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. And the prayer that will be on the memorial is, O Lord, our God, the chief who bestows on all firefighters and EMS personnel the blessings of life, wisdom, and knowledge, who allowed the firefighters of the past to impart the many blessings of knowledge and traditions, which has evolved for so many generations of the past and many to come. May the many blessings keep the firefighters, EMS, and partner agencies safe and allow them the stamina and strength to work tirelessly and selflessly for the good of the many communities the Clinton County firefighters represent in Clinton and Essex counties, New York, Quebec, Canada, and the Alberg and Isle Lamont communities of Vermont State. May this memorial be a place where we gather to remember and thank the many who have laid down their hose, put away the equipment, shut down the engines of their earthly life has passed. Thank you for your dedication, sacrifice, and service. Amen. Bow your heads. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the rain fall soft upon the fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of His hands. May Almighty God bless you, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. May we go and celebrate life and love of those we remember. Amen.
Excellent job, Kelly Donahue, the Master of Ceremonies. We got Eric Day, who's the head man here, who stood in the background for most of the day. The Clinton County Firefighters Association 75th Anniversary Memorial Service. And as we stated several times, it's more than just Clinton County. We got our neighbors from the north in Quebec and our neighbors from the east in Vermont that are all there. And moments notice away when the emergency siren blows. So, all you youngsters watching, all the people with youngsters, please encourage them to become firefighters and emergency personnel so this can continue into the future. Thank you for watching.